Alright, lesson 6. We're going to look at some more figures and try and look at some patterns. Alright, so let's take at the top kind of set of figures. And we can see there's 4 figures, and each of them is getting bigger. Alright, so figure 1 is small, and figure 2 is getting bigger, and 3 it's getting bigger each time. So let's just count the number of squares in each one. So I see there's 1 square here, there's 4 squares here, there's 9 squares here, and there's 16 squares here. Alright, so is there a pattern to this? Well, let's take a look. How much is the increase from figure 1 to figure 2? Looks like it's an increase of 3. What's the increase between figure 2 and figure 3? Well, there's an increase of 5. And what is the increase between figure 3 and figure 4? It's an increase of 7. Alright, so we can see that this is a pattern that, basically it's increasing more each time, right? So there's an increase of 3, then an increase of 5, an increase of 7. What do you think figure 5 would look like? It should be an increase of 8, correct? There should be an increase of 8, and that pattern, I'm not going to draw all the squares because I just don't really want to do that. I probably could, I just don't want to. What's 8 plus 16? And the answer is 24. So there'd be 24 squares in figure 5. Alright, let's take a look at the bottom row of figures. We got 4 figures again. Let's count the squares. There's 1 square, 3 squares, 5 squares, 7 squares. And what's the increase? Well, it's increasing by 2 each time, right? Alright, so what would figure 5 look like? Figure 5 should be some kind of a block. Well, that's not a very good square, is it? It should be something like that with 9 squares in it, because that's an increase of 2 again. Alright, that would be figure 5. Alright, so we've basically looked at these patterns, and we have to answer the question, how are they alike? Well, they're both increasing patterns, so that's a similarity. How are they different? Well, the top set of figures is not increasing at the same rate. Not exactly. It's increasing and getting bigger by 2 each time. So it's not just an increase of 2, it's an increase that is 2 bigger than the figure before it, or the jump between figure 1 and figure 2 is 3, right? And between figure 2 and figure 3 it's 5. So it's increasing all the time. However, on the bottom row of figures, it's just the same increase. It's an increase of 2 each time only. So that's how they are the same, and that's how they are different.